I'm going to hear Destiny out. Maybe I'm wrong about Keffals. It's hard to tell what's true or not since there's so much misinformation surrounding her and in online politics in general. Honestly, it doesn't look too good for Keffals. Honestly, I don't want Keffals to be a shitty person. She's basically the voice of the trans community right now. I know it sounds cringe, but it's been nice having some sort of representation out there, but if she is malicious, then she deserves to be called out for it and apologize. I question her even a little bit and she gets pissed with me. Honestly, at this point, I'm beginning to see what everyone has told me over the last few months. I think when we look at people, we assume that we all live in this shared media environment. That all of us are here, all of us have perfect access to all information, and all of us can evaluate what information is good or bad at any given point in time. So when we see somebody who's like a flat earther or an anti-vaxxer or a Donald Trump supporter, we see people like this and we're like, oh, like you must be a dumb because like, how could you ever make such a stupid decision? The Sid guy super hates you and tweets about you constantly. I've noticed there's a few different people that, super hate me that are a little bit critical of Keffals now. I like it. It's interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I think everything went way, way, way better than I assumed. I had people, man, I'll never be able to say because they want to remain anonymous. I had people, dude, you should ask the crew. Oh my God, I had people gaslighting the fuck out of me before I went live with this. They were like, this is the worst idea ever. You make Keffals look so good in this. Like you're destroying your reputation. It's gonna be a whole bunch of shit for nothing. You're gonna get banned the same day. It's super like blah, blah, blah. Like you don't even get any good points. Oh my God. Oh, dude, I was about to pull the plug in the last day. I was like, I don't know if it's a good idea or not now. Oh no. New Keffals tweet. I hired 2 lawyers and I'm planning to initiate legal action before the end of the year. I was advised to not give details until plans solidify. Oh, that's how, well, you could have just said this. Once I'm back in Canada and settled down in my new apartment by the end of the month, I can focus more on this. Please have patience. Uh-oh. She's starting to feel the pressure. But who is she? I'm so curious though. Like, who is she suing? Who could she possibly sue? Wait, oh no, is this true? I really dislike asking, but I think he's right. Keffals is a pretty whack person from all the public and private stuff I've heard. Blah, blah, blah. Pretty nice, Miss Konomi. You should post receipts about hiring the lawyer and prove that you're actually committed to putting that money to the use that you originally stated in the GoFundMe. If she says she's... So here's the easy thing where Keffals could own everybody. If she has a lawyer, that means that she's already paid a retainer. Just post proof of paying the retainer. You don't have to reveal anything about the lawsuit. You don't have to reveal anything else, but just show that you like have paid a retainer and then you're done. Boom. That's what it means typically to hire a lawyer. To retain the services of a lawyer, usually you pay a retainer to the lawyer that they bill against when they're working on stuff. Oh, but this thing. In her stream yesterday, she said she couldn't afford to pay her editors unless she did a Patreon sub stream. I will say though that it wouldn't surprise me actually that she needs like to raise money for that because she says that she has a YouTube team. Like she has like 3 people. But her YouTube has like no traffic. Like she's doing less than 1 million views a month. How does she have 3 people working on her YouTube? She deleted the lawyer tweet? Yeah.
Why she gotta pay editors, though? Why not do a revenue split at Sneeko Clips and earn a good amount? You don't pay me.
I don't know. That's what I do. She could have a thumbnail guy, an editor, and someone she pays to watch her videos. Well, she said she had 2 editors, but even so, that's just like... And she's asking Discord to game the system. I saw this. I don't know. It sucks if I bring anything up. I feel like it sounds like I'm implying that people should do things. If I wanted to mass report her shit, we could. But I didn't call for that yesterday. But I mean, I understand by talking about it, maybe some people will. I don't think I feel as bad about that, though, since she's literally trying to get me banned from everything at every single step of the way. I would be really careful like this. I would be really careful about making explicit calls like this, though, because I'm pretty sure you can get banned from AdSense for doing stuff like this. And once you get banned from AdSense, I don't know if you ever come back. Doesn't like every YouTuber say this shit, though? Do they? I could be wrong, but calling for somebody to watch stuff and then just walk away from the computer, I think is a violation of like AdSense rules. Like I think you can get like super dinged for that. Mr. Beast did this for a long time. Miskif actually does? Oh, okay. We love trans people here. I see how much it triggers the fuck out of those Kiwi farmers too. I do love trans people. Oh, damn, there's another one too. Pro tip, you have to beg your viewers to leave your videos on the background to boost in the algorithm. You probably just make shit videos. This is something that I noticed. I think I spoke about this on stream. Keffals doesn't really have that big of a following. She has popularity on Twitter, I think. One thing I didn't dig into was if she was botting or not. I didn't check that. But she has a lot of engagement on Twitter, and she's got like a few mainstream media outlets that support her. Or no, she's got a few writers that support her. But outside of that, like her Twitch is her YouTube has nothing. Yeah. Yeah, somebody's messaging me, and people are saying in chat too, she's a black hole of charisma. Maybe a little bit too, yeah. Oh no, really? Hold on. I bet she's happy you did the manifesto. Yeah, I was checking her numbers and everything, and it is true. And this was like one of the pieces of feedback I got was like, if you leave her alone, she'll die, which is true. She is dying off. She lives only on conflict. But the issue was just that there were so many things that needed to be said that nobody was going to say. That's why I felt like I kind of had to say something. Keffals is cringe sometimes, but this is a bit excessive. Like, wow, dude, she got your Twitter banned. That's not terrorism. Dude hangs out with actual Nazis and thinks Keffals is actually a threat to anyone. I'm going to hear Destiny out. Maybe I'm wrong about Keffals. It's hard to tell what's true or not since there's so much misinformation surrounding her and in online politics in general. Honestly, it doesn't look too good for Keffals. Honestly, I don't want Keffals to be a shitty person. She's basically the voice of the trans community right now. I know it sounds cringe, but it's been nice having some sort of representation out there. But if she is malicious, then she deserves to be called out for it and apologize. I question her even a little bit, and she gets pissed with me. Honestly, at this point, I'm beginning to see what everyone has told me over the last few months. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just disappointed, I guess. I was willing to look past all the weird, edgy shit you did, and you are siding with Destiny and all the YouTube edgelords. He literally went point by point debunking everything you've said in the last few months. He's providing sources and evidence for all of his claims. This is all stuff I've heard for months now. I never have it any credibility. Oh, I never gave it any credibility because I never saw proof until now. You fucked up. I don't know if it's malicious or not, but you have a responsibility to fact check anything you spread on your platform. Like, I've basically completely ruined my reputation in the commentary community over the last few months just so I could go to bat with her, but I won't stand for someone who is lying and spreading misinformation. Something that I said before that I've been thinking about a lot is, I feel like, I've said this before, I'm sure there are like psych researchers that have like more formalized things for this. Pretend these are boobs or something, I don't know. I think that like when we look at people, we assume that like, let's say that these four circles represent individuals, right? I think when we look at people, we assume that we all live in this shared media environment, that all of us are here, all of us have perfect access to all information, and all of us can evaluate what information is good or bad at any given point in time. So when we see somebody who's like a flat earther or an anti-vaxxer or a Donald Trump supporter, we see people like this and we're like, oh, like you must be a dumb fuck, because like how could you ever make such a stupid decision when all the information that you could ever need is in front of you? But I think what actually happens is I think people are actually hardcore relegated to these particular media environments. And when you're only ever shown certain types of information, you're going to come to pretty obvious conclusions about the world. And the type of like media world that this guy lives in might literally be like epistemically and factually different, completely and totally different than the type of world that this dude lives in. So when these guys like butt heads on an issue, then of course, you know, they're both going to feel like the other side is like fundamentally dishonest, not engaging with the point, because the information that they see is like totally fucking different, right? Like this guy up here, the information that he sees might be like, oh, nurse puts on mask and 1,000 people are saved from coronavirus. Oh, vaccination has 100% effective, blah, blah, blah. They might see a whole bunch of dumb shit like this. The guy down here might see like, oh, vaccinated children dying of myocarditis, blah, 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 blah. And then when they go to butt heads with each other, you know, they're both like just completely have no correct information or understanding of anything. But I think it's important to understand these media environments, because if you have this understanding of people rather than this understanding of people, if you have this understanding of people, you've got a huge problem. Because now if I'm putting the right information in front of somebody, they're still not going to believe me because they're just choosing to be willfully ignorant, right? Like, well, I'm fucked. But if you have this understanding of people, then really all you have to think of is like, okay, you just have to like get the right information in front of somebody to change their mind. And then hopefully, assuming that the information is correct and you've done a good job at presenting it, which are two totally different things, by the way, then hopefully people change their mind. That's kind of like the thought process I'm operating under now. When I did my first write of the Keffals thing, the tone, this is part of the reason too why it's a little bit not as consistent as I would have wanted it to in the writing quality. My tone was very, very, very snarky and very sarcastic and very aggressive. And I went back and I cleaned up through like 2 or 3 different rewrites. I erased almost everything that was snarky in tone. I think I left in like a couple little quips. But I erased almost all the snarkiness and I tried to present it in a way more neutral light so that I think it would be better received by people that I would want it to be received by too. I'm not quite sure what you do about people like this. Real talk, where's the GoFundMe money going is just the Keffals derangement syndrome version of Where's Obama's birth certificate. He did 3 hours with receipts and DMs, LOL. It's back up, go watch. Destiny Blue Keffals out. I don't care. I don't know what to do with people like that. But I think those people are the exception, not the rule. Those are the people coping about losing money to a GoFundMe scam. It'll happen again, and if it doesn't, stop. They'll just run out of money. True. Keffals should have released a philosophy tube type revenue statement, which just says nothing. Breakdown. Funds have been spent on travel and preparation. I can't believe that part. That PT meme, that was wild. Oh, yeah. Who was pro against the release, Dan? I don't know if I want to say who, because I don't want, 1, I don't want chat to shit on them, and then 2, I don't want to feel like I'm like calling somebody out. And 3, I think some of these people wanted to be anonymous, so. But it was like, my normie friends, anybody that I shipped it to that was a normie liked it. They were like, oh, this is like pretty good. But anybody that I shipped it to that was not a normie was like, oh, normies are gonna fucking hate this. Like, you don't understand, like, it's really bad. It makes Keffals look really good. So my mind was getting super fucked. But I think I had 3 different normie friends. I was like, can you just like, because I was asking people, I was like, can you read this and tell me you think this is worth posting? Does this sound like incomprehensible, like ramble bullshit? Or does it seem like, there's like a point here? Like, is there something here that actually sticks? Or is this just like stupid fucking, am I wasting my time? And for the 3 normie friends that I shipped it to, they were like, oh, like this section is really strong. Or like, this is really interesting. Or this is whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then when I gave it to like other people that were more in my world, like streamer friends and stuff, like most of them were like, oh, this is like really fucked. Like nobody's gonna understand. Like this is, you know, you're building up, you're making Keffals case for here and here. And I'm like, okay, Jesus, fuck my head, I guess. I don't know if I want to tell you who was supportive, because if I tell you who was supportive and then you ask me, what about that guy? And then I don't say anything, then you're going to know who wasn't supportive. So I don't want to say, I don't think I should say anything. Yeah, because if you're like, oh, well, what about this guy and this guy, this guy? Like, oh, those 3 were really supportive. And then you're like, well, what did this guy say about it? And then I'm like, well, I don't want to talk about that guy. It's going to be really obvious, you know? Did Destiny say Wicked Supreme helped with something yesterday? Supreme helped quite a bit. He did a full edit. Rose Wrist did a ton of editing. Yeah. Do you think the reception has been good outside of your community? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Based on what I've seen, yeah, I think so. Can you tell us if Dan gave an opinion on it? You can ask Dan for his opinion on it. Oh, I knew that they were reading my subreddit, and my chat too, so I was like, I was venting in chat because I knew it was gonna get copied and pasted to their subreddit. They got played pretty hard, if I'm honest. So at no point you stopped working on it? No, we were working on it for the whole time. Really confusing moment in the manifesto. In this moment, Destiny makes it seem like Chloe was lying when she was responding to a totally different thing. He makes it seem like she was denying to have linked the Oto Kanoko on the HRT directory when that's not what she was denying at all. She was denying the posting of homebrewing guides for HRT on the website, which as far as I know is true. Those homebrewing HRT recipes were never posted on the website. This was really hard to determine because there were parts of like the Oto Kanoko stuff that were paywalled and whatnot. But it seemed like, I didn't know if I should have included this or not, but I have a ton of people messaging me that like basically everybody that links to this website is also linking people to a lot of these guides. So like if you're in an area where you're gonna get linked to this website, you've also got a lot of people, like people were shooting me a ton of Discord links where these types of homebrew guides were being linked to as well. That was happening on Keffals Discord. I don't know if there was a direct link from the guide itself to a direct link to an HRT guide, I'm not sure. But like all of the community things were mixed together. Why didn't you do an inside job then? Because once I started locking everything down, I don't know if we would have been able to sneak in new accounts or anything. I'm not sure. How did you guys get that Keffal sounding voice in the intro? Oh, that was her reading my chat logs on stream. That wasn't TTS. That was a bit off topic, but what were the other baits being floated around other than Jordan B. Peterson? Were you also considering saying I have a debate with Sam Harris? Sam Harris is more online and spends time on Twitter and shit. I think there would have been a chance of him coming out and debunking it. Said you sent the manifesto to journalists you were working with to force retractions. Have anything responded yet? I don't know. I haven't checked yet. I made like a separate domain. I think it's like media.destiny.gg where we started sending those out. The fact that one, Destiny wrote a manifesto on Keffals, and two, and that manifesto complains about Keffals using her audience to arrest people when that's his whole entire MO. It's literally his whole thing. It's so fucking funny to me, LeMayo. There is like 1 week I want to spend. I can never do this because it would look bad and no amount of justification would ever be enough. But I really want to spend 1 week where I destroy somebody's life. I know I could do it. Like if I were to like dedicate my fan base on, we're going to harass you on all social media. We're going to download every old leaked database from every site and hack every account and socially engineer your sim and break into your fucking email and ruin every fucking thing about you. Like just one time. And then at the end of the week, give them like, here's $20,000. Like, thanks for being part of this experiment. Get fucked. To show you like, if I wanted to actually fucking destroy you, this is what it would look like. It wouldn't be like 6 people show up on your Twitter saying that you're a dumb fuck. Like you have no idea what you're talking about. You just have no idea. You don't understand how hard people can go on the internet if like 5 people showing up in your Twitter mentions is like, you use your entire audience to harass people. Like you have no idea. This treating of dead naming like the fucking N-word is one of the cringiest, most virtue signaling things I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. I don't believe that anybody cares about this much. This is fucking pearl clutching on another level. You are actually fucking unhinged. To be clear, dead naming is when you go up to somebody and you call them the past name, usually with the intention of like fucking with them. That's dead naming. Mentioning like, oh, this person used to be called whatever. You can't ever bring that up. You can't ever say that name. That's not fuck off, dude. Like if you say like, oh, Elliot Page, when they were an actor a long time ago, they used to go by Elaine Page before they transitioned, right? That's not dead naming. Or was it Elaine or Ellen Page? I don't remember. That's not dead naming. Get the fuck out of here. That is so cringe. Oh, that is true. The ironic thing is that Annie actually does use her dead name. In the exact same way that I do. That is true. I'm a DGGer, but I have a single question. If you got doxxed and swatted, would you post a pic of your hotel? What if you did that and got doxxed again? Would you then go to another hotel and post a pic there? Or if it got so bad, fly to Europe, then tell people that's where you are. And on top of that, go live and tell people where exactly in Europe you are within 20 minutes. A final question. If you got doxxed, would you go and let everyone you know you'll be staying with a friend who's been doxxed before but hasn't moved since and announce you're with that friend? Keffals literally just posted a pic of her bed. If you think this is tantamount to showing your address, I don't even know what to say. Why? I like how he doesn't even engage with a question. Like, you can tell the brain is just like completely shut off here. I think Destiny has warped the timeline and is claiming that Keffals told people where she was going before the docs. Like, yeah. She shows her own private Twitter circles, posts on her stream, showing her current location as of 2:10, 15:09. The day she's returning to Canada, 12:10. True. Check out the interactions. Can you show me, oh shit, hold on. Can you show me one piece of evidence that you paid for a lawyer with the money donated towards your legal fund? Oh, remember, think of the other minds, right? Think of your mind. If you're Keffals and you had paid for a lawyer, how easy would it be to just post the retainer? How easy would it be to just post it and just fucking destroy? Like how bad would you make somebody look? Imagine if you could just open up a document and read like, retainer of law firm, I, Stephen Bonneau, retain and instruct, I'm not going to say exactly who, to advise me and to act on my behalf with respect to dispute with Clara Sorrenti regarding a defamation matter. Make no promises or guarantees about the outcome of any matter. All legal work performed by you, for me, subsequent to the date of the agreement, whether or not, and imagine if you could just post a picture of something like that online, showing that you'd already filled this agreement out, already sent it off to a lawyer. Right? Imagine how horrible you'd make somebody look if you already had the ability to do that. But like the fact that she has nothing and all she can do is just like post fucking memes on Twitter is like, come on, dude. I'm not being rude. Can you give me a single piece of evidence? You're an adult. Can you start acting like one? Can you show me any evidence you're not a bad faith obsessive weirdo? Don't be using debate bro terms and you are the victim of deception and lies. Oof. It's fucking hilarious when you guys think Destiny is some of a valid source for any kind of information. You provide a source for every claim you made. True! LeMayo, she's tweeting through it. None of the people who donated have expressed reservation, only weird Twitter people. The thing that I don't like about Keffals here, I should have made this a part of my document. Maybe. It feels hard to explain concisely, but You know how people say that when you publish a bad story and you do a retraction, it's not enough because the retraction never gets as much coverage as the original story? Here's the thing. If I want, let's say hypothetically, I wanted to scam you guys, okay? Let's say that I want to raise, we'll say $50,000 to dye my hair purple, right? If I raise $50,000 to do that and I go public and all the media like reports on this and they all spread the donation link and all that shit, let's say that I raise $50,000-$60,000 and then let's say hypothetically afterwards, I don't dye my hair for no reason. I don't even give you a good reason why. I just never bring it up again. Hope you forget about it. Ban people that mention it in chat, except for when my mod does it for some reason, right? Let's say that I do all of that, right? Now, let's say that when people confront me with that, I go, oh, well, if they don't like it, they can just refund their dono. Realistically, if I raise $60,000 off of my community and I do that, and then I say you can refund the donos, there's only going to be like a couple $1,000s of people that'll actually refund. Like, not very many people will. It's the same thing with Keffals' GoFundMe. Like, she knows that a ton of people that donated to that GoFundMe are never going to look at it again. Like, even if everybody that was upset about this refunded, it'd probably be a few $1,000s at the most. Why not share a breakdown of the finances of the donation? It seems like a generally good idea and would be great for optics. Do you know what probably happened when she said she's quote unquote like hired a lawyer? I bet that she probably talked to Lorenz and that other weird journalist person, and they probably recommended her like a lawyer to trade a couple emails with, and she probably emailed back and forth a couple times. I wonder if that lawyer sees what she's saying on Twitter and is like, hey, just so you know, you're not telling people that you actually fucking hired me, right? And she's like, oh no, I'm talking about somebody else. Why exactly are you suing Keffals? Do you think she brought up damages? For defamation in Canada, you don't have to prove damages. My issue with Keffals is just that she's made statements that she knows are false about me, and those statements are making their way to like media outlets, and I don't think that's acceptable. She should have to substantiate those statements. That's fucking bullshit. It's okay when it's like fun and games, we're just shitting on each other on YouTube, but when other media outlets are starting to uncritically like reprint lies that she said about me, fuck that shit. This is a gotcha, but no, I'm absolutely acting bad faith to DGers because I don't care about having a good faith discussion with a Destiny Dick writer on Twitter. Nice. I made a pumpkin resembling you. Small based. Okay. Are we done? Just heads up, Keffals has her fans watching you to clip you and report you and get it trending on Twitter. Yeah, that's what she does. Attack, attack, attack. Discredit, discredit, discredit. Don't ever deal with any actual claims. Is this Keffals clip out of context?
In question is not trans. The teacher in question is not trans. The teacher is a cis woman that has breast hypertrophy. And basically that's a medical condition in the breast connective tissues, which makes the breast become excessively large. So if it's true, and I have no reason to believe it isn't.
Well, wait, what is your source for that? Wait, what is your source? What?
Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Where? Is this posted anywhere?
A random cis woman with a medical condition ended up getting harassed by Tucker Carlson because, yeah, Tucker Carlson was misgendering a cis woman, doing targeted harassment against a cis woman with massive breasts. And it's like, it's at a point where it's so fucking big. It's like, do they even make bras that big at that point? I don't even know. Yeah, it's like surgery.
If you have really big breasts, there are women with really big breasts tend to go to specialty bra shops because once your breasts get over a certain size, trying to get like even Victoria's Secret is not going to be good enough. Usually you go to specialty shops for better fitted breasts that don't give you like back pain and shit all the time. If you have really big boobs, there's always a bra out there for you.
Might be a route, but we don't know. We don't know anything about.
If you're a woman, for the 2% of my listeners that are actually women that have like really any size breasts, you should always go to, there are some shops that will actually specially fit you, but guessing your bra size and wearing a bra that doesn't fit you correctly is like one of the worst things you can condemn yourself to. Don't ever fucking do that. Get an actual, I think there's actually a subreddit called a bra that fits if you like need advice. Nothing is like sadder than being mean to your boobers, okay?
This woman. We don't know her life story. We don't know why any of this is happening. And all it took is one photo where she might have looked a little bricked up And then boom, you got a whole fucking transphobic media cycle. Just the amount of bullshit that they were able to cobble together with one video and like 2 fucking photos. It's impressive how fast and efficient this propaganda machine works at making people hate trans people.
I was gonna bring up like false stories that she's given, but the document was already like 40 pages. It was getting long, and I didn't want to. Did we ever talk about that one girl that she brought up, where the police barged in on a poor trans girl that got kicked out of school for being trans? That entire story was fucking fake. Like the way that story was presented in the activist communities on Twitter, that was a totally fucking fake story. The cops didn't barge into her room. The cops showed up at her house because she was truant, wouldn't even go to online school, and then eventually got to the point to where like I think cops showed up at the house because she like wasn't going to school. Which is what's going to happen. You have to up to a certain age, you're required to go to school.
So 2001 hit. I'll never forget this. September 11th, 2001. As you guys know, World Trade Center.
Didn't the Majority Report fuck that up as well? Yes, but that's because the Majority Report was uncritically reporting on what Keffals said.
So 2001 hit. I'll never forget this. September 11th, 2001. As you guys know, World Trade Center bombing. Yep. Hit with the planes right in the Twin Towers.
Uh-oh.
So 2000
bombing? You're absolutely right. You don't owe me anything now. For the thousands of people that donated to your fund, can you give them one piece of evidence? I feel like this is a really fair and oh, this Ash person fucking hates me. I'm pretty sure. She's blocked me too. It's okay. I have more respect for people who are blocked by her since she blocks anyone who is actually cool. Yeah, you had her on during the trans athlete stuff. Oh. It's funny watching people like Keffals and Vosh complain about propaganda outrage machines when they themselves engage in one, just going the opposite way. LeMayo, just look at Keffals on trans topics or Vosh on policing. True. Demon Mama in the replies. Oh, is she? Our entire apartment is blocked by her. Jesus. Oh, no. That sucks. To be fair, I'd be tempted to block anyone jumping on board with that guy too. 90% of his posts are deliberate shit-stirring and or intentional bait. So like, I don't blame anyone for thinking he's in bad faith, even with a seemingly genuine request. Oh, Demon Mama. Trying to play both sides here. I don't know if I agree. A flood of requests following a massive unhinged manifesto. What is unhinged? What was wrong about it? Oh, this was my favorite fucking post of all time. This was so good. I woke up with an assault rifle pointed in my face. Please fucking quote what she actually said, and none of what you write is true. On August 5th, I was woken up by London, Ontario Police Services pointing an assault rifle in my face. I woke up with an assault rifle pointed in my face was your quote. The actual quote was, on August 5th, I was woken up by London, Ontario Police Services pointing an assault rifle in my face. There is a huge difference in the implication of what is happening. One is consistent with all of her statements and the police report, and the other is not. My favorite part of the whole thing is Paris' tweet, where he tries to claim that I represent the entire community in a mass report effort for sending one chat message that was literally just baiting them to screenshot it. Then under Paris' tweet, there are just a shit ton of people saying reporting Destiny is based. Why would anybody assume that the same deranged fucking mentally ill lunatic that was trying to vandalize my my Wikipedia page was also seriously trying to report me? Like, you can't really say it was just trolling after you've like legitimately been more fucking unhinged than that, right? Like, you can't do that. Here's the latest on viral prosthetic breast teacher. Does she teach breasts? Destiny, can you please stop saying doxing isn't a crime? It's a crime in many European countries. What does that mean? It's a crime in European countries. Because, like, certain countries, like Sweden, literally publicly list all of your fucking docs. I'm pretty sure in Sweden you can look up how much money in tax somebody paid. Is it actually a crime in European countries? I'm curious. If you can show me, I could be wrong, but my understanding is that for a lot of European countries, they literally the government publicly lists all of your information online unless you do like a specific request for retraction. Not in the UK. There's phone books, etc. It's illegal in Denmark. It's also illegal in DN. It's illegal in the Netherlands. Never directly interacted with Keffals in any way. This is how she chooses to respond to people who civilly scrutinize her statements and narratives. She has no interest in the truth or in accountability. For reference, I reviewed and revised the Keffals exposition, which you can read here. Thank you for letting us know you can never be trusted by the trans community. Why is he saying us? Motherfucker, you're a gay guy. You're not trans. What do you mean us, motherfucker? Oh, time for you to play Lost Ark. Oh, God. Even vanilla opinions is starting to turn. No shot. Ooh, hold on. Our brother needs some amplification. Or does he have me blocked? Oh, he doesn't. Let's go ahead and give him a retweet. Not gonna lie, I've been really sympathetic to Keffals the entire time, but this is ridiculous. Oh, no. She's changed her story multiple times and has provided no evidence she's done anything with the money. I know she was swatted for a fact. Definitely not downplaying that. But she isn't really the most trustable person, it seems. Come on. This dude is baselessly accusing her of being a scammer. This isn't did you beat your wife. It's someone on social media just spreading whatever. See, oh, who is this Keffals person? They might be a little sketchy. Check out this transphobe who literally hates them. It's so funny, too, because if you go and you read through my Kiwi Farms thread, all of them shit on me constantly for being pro-trans. That's like the #1 complaint they have with me. They're like, Destiny sees like how crazy all these trans people are. They don't say trans people, but he still defends them. Why? He's so cucked. There's also some guy obsessed with saying N-words are like fucking my wife. I don't know if it's the same post or if it's like a ton of different people or... Here's another Destiny and Mr. Girl fan telling me to off myself at Slurping. Hi, I am a Destiny fan and I would like you to kill yourself. This is because you're trans and you disgust me. Hope you consider my request. Wait. It's gotta be in... Wait. She must be faking it, but she must want us to know she's faking it as a joke. Right? She's trolling. Like, she has to be trolling. She was fighting in the subreddit too? Wait, link. Hi, I'm a Cheese Coon fan. I think everyone here should kill themselves because of race and sexual identities. 900 now, or delete the Substack. You think I even have a slight risk of not getting a 900 when I really need one? I'm locked in, baby. I'm locked in. Not even close. Not even close. Multiple actual terrorist... Has Lauren Southern inspired multiple terrorist acts? You might be able to pin Christchurch on her. I'm not sure. I'd have to go look at the timelines. What was you calling Keffals' fiance as her ex all about? So Keffals will tweet and delete a lot if she's not getting the type of engagement that she wants in the tweet. But I'm 99% sure that when we were doing our research, I think she tweeted out that her and her fiance are broken up. That's why I said ex, but maybe that's not well known. Maybe she deleted it really quickly.